Hi guys, most of you know me from Facebook, but if you don't, my name's Raina. Hi, welcome to my channel. I created this channel to talk about credit. I became very passionate about it, fixing my credit a few years ago, and I just wanted to share the knowledge. So I just wanted to go through a few disclaimers before I get started. So the first one is, sorry, I have notes, so if I keep looking down, like, I'm sorry if it bothers you. The first one is, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a degree in finance, although I am working on it. And just because you are going through this process does not mean that you do not need to pay your bills. I repeat, it does not mean that you do not need to pay your bills. If anything, if you are going through this process, it needs to make sure that you're paying your bills and you're paying them on time and in full. I also wanted to share that it's my responsibility when I'm making these videos to enlighten you on what credit is before I start sharing how I repaired mine. So all of this is just based off research that I've done. I've read endless books, watched endless videos, and I'm just gonna compile everything I've learned into a few videos to share with you on what I know and not how I know it, but what I know, and what I did to fix my own credit. So I'm going to be breaking these videos up into 6 components of what credit is made of and what determines what your credit score is. I just want to remind you, I did go through this process myself. I did have to learn these components myself. Yeah, and I'm a testament to this because my credit was literally like a 553, and right now it's the highest that it's ever been. It's like at a 755. So yeah, like I said, I'm just going to share with you what I've done and what I've learned, because I just want to help people. I'm like super passionate about this. I was trying to be a credit repair specialist, but there's some people that you just cannot please. So I decided to just share the knowledge. So the first 2 components that we're going to go over today is credit card utilization and credit card payment history. Or not credit card payment history, but payment history. So basically, payment history is self-explanatory. It's the history of your payments. Make sure you're paying your bills on time, paying them in full. Make sure that you're not 30 days late or later, because that gets reported on your credit report. So that's why today we're going through 2 components, because the first one's super easy. Just pay your bills on time, pay them in full. The second one is credit card utilization. This one is a little bit lengthy and tricky. So the first point under credit card utilization is basically pay your credit cards off. I know that's kind of stupid because it's kind of self-explanatory, but pay your credit cards off. I know some people have racked up like 20K or more on their credit cards. If you really need to fix your credit and it's something that's super important to you, any money left over after you pay your bills, gas, and food, you need to make sure that any money left over goes towards your credit cards. No going out to eat, no going out on date nights, no going to the movies, no clothes shopping, no regular shopping, nothing. Just everything at home. If you really need new clothes for whatever reason, you're very limited or something tore or doesn't fit, go to Goodwill. You do not need to be shopping or spending money on anything else. If this is super important to you, every cent left after your food, after your groceries, your bills, and gas goes towards your credit cards. So pay your credit cards off. Second point is, after you pay your credit cards off, make sure that you're using 10% or less. I prefer you use less, but 10% or less of the whole credit limit. So like, say you have 6 credit cards and all of the limits combined are $14,000. You're going to use $1,400 or less of that credit card limit. And you're going to pay it back right away, like if you're using a debit card. So what I do is, if I am going to buy groceries, I'm going to use my credit card. And I was going to use my debit card anyway, but because I have my credit card, I'm going to use my credit card. And then what I do is I have my regular checkings account, and then I have a bills checkings account. So I buy my groceries, they're $200. I transfer the $200 from my regular checkings account into my bills account, and it withdraws that way. I know a lot of credit cards or a lot of like ACH payments don't come out right away. And I end up spending that money because I forget it's supposed to come out for whatever reason. So I just transfer that money into another account and it withdraws that way. I don't have to worry about it. It came out right away. So use your credit card like if it's a debit card and just like pay it back right away. Another one is if you have multiple credit cards, rotate your credit cards. That way they don't get closed out. So if I want to buy a cup of coffee with one credit card, I go ahead, buy my cup of coffee, pay it back right away. The next month I need gas, I'm going to use that credit card for gas and I'm going to pay it back right away. That way we keep it open. That way you can obtain a lengthy credit history. That's what, credit history or age of credit is a major component as well. I have really good credit, but I don't have enough credit history, so I don't qualify for some stuff, even though I'm almost at 800 credit score. So age of credit history is super important. So make sure that whatever credit cards you have, just keep them open and keep them open for a long time. That way that builds your credit score up. So rotate your credit cards. Any credit cards that you use, pay them back right away. Another point is that you can have someone responsible that has good payment history, don't really use their credit card, and they have a lengthy credit card history. You can ask them to add you as an authorized user. What that means is you have the authority to use the credit card. However, they do not have to give you a credit card. So you can ask whoever, it may be a parent, an aunt, an uncle, whoever, if it's someone that you can trust and they trust you, you can ask them to add you on their account for their credit card and tell them they do not have to give you a credit card. You're only trying to attain the good history on that credit card towards your credit report to build your credit score. And also too, if they have a very high balance, that helps you as well. It helps you with the credit card utilization, because if you have an account with a large credit limit and you add that to your credit report, that makes your utilization smaller because you have more available credit. So that brings me to another point. So pause. Before I bring up getting a new credit card, I forgot to mention that you can also ask your current credit card companies that you work with or that provided you a credit card to raise your credit limit. You can ask them to not pull a hard inquiry and ask them if they're willing to raise your credit limit. It is getting a new credit card. So I know like these credit cards are super controversial because a lot of people feel like credit cards are the devil. I listen to Dave Ramsey. I know he does not like them. I know he doesn't care about credit. That's fine. But in my opinion, this has worked for me and it's helped me to, build my credit so that I can get a home. So with that being said, getting a new credit card can benefit you. It brings me back to the point that I made before, was that it makes your credit utilization seem smaller because you have a larger credit limit. It will affect you and ding your credit a little bit because it'll add a new hard inquiry to your account. We're going to go over that later on, but yes, it will ding your credit a little bit, but once it gains those few payments that you've made and you've never missed any payments and you're not really using the credit card, so the utilization is down, it'll make your credit score go up. So just to recap, pay off your credit cards. Only use 10% of less of all the credit card limit combined. I prefer use less and use your card as a debit card. Rotate your credit cards if you have multiple credit cards. See if someone can add you as an authorized user only if they have good payment history, they've had the credit card open for a long time, and they don't really use the credit card. If for whatever reason they have bad payment history, their credit card is maxed out, do not ask them to add you as an authorized user, because you attain all the negative stuff from their credit card history onto your credit report. So do not have someone add you if they do not have those three major components, which is good payment history on that credit card. They rarely use that credit card, and they've had that credit card open for a really long time. Those are the three major points that you need, or the three major keys that you need in order for someone to add you. Not in order for someone to add you, but the three major keys that you want for your credit report. So see if someone can add you as an authorized user and opening up a new credit card. This is only after you pay off all of your credit cards, or you're close to paying off your credit cards. The first step before following any of this other stuff is paying off your credit cards. Again, pay off your credit cards. That will help you boost your credit score right away. Even if you just pay off a little bit at a time, your credit score will go up. So do not get discouraged. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you have any questions or you need any help with anything, like, I'm here with you every step. Like I said, I just want to share the knowledge. I feel like these are things that would have helped me a long time ago if I was taught these things. So I feel like, because I know this, I feel like it's my duty to kind of like enlighten people and share this with their community, because I know a lot of people do not know any of this. Yeah, and I just want to like empower people to do this for themselves. I'm like super passionate about it. So again, if you need any help along the way, or you need anything, just message me on Facebook, comment on my YouTube channel, or I'll also provide my email in the link or in the description box, so you can also email me. And yeah, so I'll see you again in my next video. All right, see you guys later. Bye.